replied in a small, constricted voice, barely more than a whisper.
"Please."
"We need an ambulance, Jeremy," Barker called. I pressed the tumbler into the man's hand, but he wouldn't take it. He fell heavily to his knees, wobbled there for a few seconds, as if considering something, and then collapsed. The Gov and I rolled him onto his back. His chest spasmed, straining so hard I thought his heart would burst. Then he slowly relaxed, the air emptying from his lungs as if from a balloon. Barker seized the man's shirt with its twisted collar and ripped it open with a spray of buttons. He put an ear to the man's chest and then grunted.
"I'll not have it,"
he growled. Then he put a hand upon the man's chest, a little toward the left, where, according to my rudimentary knowledge of anatomy, the heart could be found. Of course, I had no idea what Barker would do, and thought I was ready for anything, but not this. He raised his right hand high and brought it down like a hammer again on his left hand in the middle of the man's ribcage. Again and again. I supposed he believed that this would start the man's heart again, though I had never heard of such a thing. But then Barker was raised in China, the son of Scottish missionaries, and they do things differently there. "Careful," I warned. "You'll crack his ribcage."
"Another minute," he growled.
"I fear he is gone, sir," I protested. He continued compressing the poor man's bared chest. We didn't know his name or what he did, or why he had darkened our door. He had entered the chambers off the street like hundreds before him, and then he died. The spectre of death had avoided our offices until then. I suppose it was only a matter of time.
"Look through his pockets, lad," Barker ordered. "I want his card."
The Gov's jacket was on the floor beside him, and he'd removed his cufflinks. The forearms under his rolled sleeves looked like loaves of bread, and there were tattoos on both. A tiger and a dragon.
"I've got it, sir," our clerk murmured from behind us.
We weren't aware Jenkins had entered the room. I snatched the card from the silver tray he carried and glanced at it. Then I looked again. I read it a third time, shook my head, and handed it to Barker. "My word," I said, "he's the Member of Parliament for Shoreditch."
"Thank you. I can read, Mr. Llewelyn,"
the Gov said.
"Pray let me think for a moment."
I let him think and avoided the urge to cover the body, to smooth the man's shirt and straighten his limbs. I knew the Gov would want the room just as it was in order to satisfy Scotland Yard. They would find this interesting. An MP falling dead after handing us his card. Even I had trouble believing it, and the Yard is not among our more ardent admirers.
"Roland Fitzhugh,"
the Gov read, as if he expected it would reveal more.
"Liberal MP for the district of Shoreditch."
"Indeed," I replied.
"Damn and blast,"
Barker said, banging his knuckles on the floor in anger.
"We hardly met the man. We know nothing about him, and yet I am duty-bound to find his killer."
"Why is that?" I asked.
"Ye heard the man ask for my help."
When my partner becomes agitated, the Lowland Scots comes out in his voice. "He didn't actually hire our services, sir," I argued. "He just didn't want to die. We may never know what he came for." Jenkins called an ambulance from the telephone on Barker's desk and returned to his own as if he wanted nothing more to do with the business. Meanwhile, Barker pushed himself up to a standing position, looking down at what I presumed was our new client, in spite of what I said. It was unlikely we would send him an invoice. I wondered if he had any kin, then decided charging them would be mercenary. Barker sighed a bushel's worth of air.
"There's nothing for it, Thomas. You must get Scotland Yard."
"I'll call them on the telephone," I said, reaching for the instrument.
"No,"
he replied, shaking his head.
"Go to A Division on foot, voluntarily. It makes us look more innocent."
"Sir," I countered, "we actually are innocent. We didn't kill Mr. Fitzhugh. He merely died. No amount of thumping on his chest would have done any good. People die every day."